So hello everyone, welcome back to one of the very first episode of Grow with Anshuman. So today I have someone very special, Meenakshi, with us. Hi Meenakshi, how are you? Very good afternoon.
Very good afternoon. I'm doing great and buzzing with energy because today I'm going to talk to a very confident personality. So, first of all, thank you so much for having me here. I'm really delighted that you accepted my request in a jiffy. So, thank you so much, sir.
Mind
How
please.
about you?
Yeah, I'm doing
What?
pretty insane this
Right.
year. As usual, things going as per the plan, even more than expected. So going so well for me. So would you mind to just quickly introduce yourself so that my audience, would know you better, that who you are, what you love talking about, and how you are helping people across the content creation and all those stuff. Yeah.
I would never ever mind. I am glad to give you my introduction. So, as I come to me, my name is Meenakshi. I come from Punjab. Currently, I am homemaker and I am blessed with one baby daughter. Meanwhile, I'm running a YouTube channel by the name of Meenakshi English Vibes. My hobbies are learning new skills and expanding my knowledge day by day. I believe it that every day comes with a new opportunity, right? So we should be ready to grab this opportunity and learn something new every day. So it's a nutshell introduction from my side. Thank you so much.
Lovely. So you mentioned about the skills, like is it any particular interest you are being driving of, maybe communicational related skill, or maybe some technical also because this time AI is booming. So what is specifically you would able to learn or you feel that okay, no, this is I'll have to learn Meenakshi anyhow, you'll have to learn. So
Communication is the most integral part nowadays, as
mm-hmm.
English has become a prime requirement.
Okay.
Everyone knows that. No matter how many skills you have, but if you are lagging behind in communication in one way or another, you feel embarrassed. You feel an inferiority complex inside you that why I'm not able to speak. No matter how many degrees I have, but me because of the communication skills, my other skills also don't get attention that they deserve. So this is a prime requirement nowadays. I believe it so. Apart from that, nowadays I am into driving. I am learning a car that
Okay.
is called driving. So my husband teaches me this as well. And apart from that, many other skills like culinary skills. I really love cooking. So whenever I get free time on Saturday, Sunday, so I love cooking. So I call to my sister and I love if she, tells me anything new recipe. So I experiment with new recipes as well. Yes.
Lovely. I can see a lot of things you are being engaged and being enthusiastic while learning. I
Yes.
must say that, age is just a number in terms of learning. I have seen people talking even whatsoever industries they are, maybe, into professional career, personal life, they somehow, after reaching up certain point of time, they feel, no, now I don't need to learn anything. I'm enough. I'm getting my earning my bread. But I really like the aspect that nowadays people are really looking up to that what we should learn because in order to progress in our life, you mentioned communicational skill, and you mentioned very good point that communicational skill over the degree. So when and why exactly you feel like Meenakshi that this is something which is very important? Like, have you also gone through with the same kind of phase where you feel, no, this is something embarrassing happened with me? Because for me, I have started working on my communicational skill because of one scary moment or the kind of embarrassing moment back then in my college. So, is it the same case with you?
Yes, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Even in the year of 2022, I have started working on my communication skills. Right
Okay.
before that, I was zero in communication, but
Mm-hmm.
I worked somewhere. I worked as an GIC executive and immigration office. So where I was good and top notch in other skills.
Okay.
Only I was lagging behind in communication. So only that, because of that reason, due to the fact that whenever my boss called me and asked me some question, even my boss didn't tell me that you had to speak only in English. He told me that you can switch yourself in any other language, Punjabi or Hindi.
Yeah.
But I felt it so like my other co-learner, sorry, my other colleagues and other people, if they could speak, why can't I?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Due to some circumstances, I was not able to learn this language. But after having my daughter in the year of 2022, I thought now I have enough time. So let's give it a shot. So I bite the bullet and I mustered the courage somehow. And whenever she used to sleep, I worked on my communication skills, even though it was intermittent journey during those days, but I never ever give up. I know that, many a little makes a mickle. Every drop makes a mighty ocean, right? So if you learn little bit day by day, one day you can see significant change inside you. So that happened in me. It happened to me, started my learning journey, but how it has unfolded, but now it gives me a sense of gratification. And I appreciated that day when I started or began my journey, and now I can speak English confidently. So if someone is still thinking, should I start or not? They should start their learning journey as soon as it possible, because later you feel that why I didn't start my journey so far. So that's how my journey has unfolded. So
Lovely. And I was mesmerized by listening the way you articulate because it goes in a very smoother manner. The words come very naturally. And I could imagine you once you say that you were not able to articulate from here. I'm assuming that you must have put a very consistent effort towards this, right? So I wanted to go deeper to understand that how a language fundamental worked because Meenakshi, that a lot of people keep on asking me, I'm a beginner, I'm intermediate stage. Do tell me that what should be done. And I believe that you are a very practical example for them. You have gone through with the journey recently and you are now being a very eloquent speaker. People would agree that. So tell us that what is necessary and fundamental things before we jump to this language learning? Where should people start with? And why do you think that is important to start with?
first of all, it's a really, as I already mentioned, it's an integral part of our
Mhm.
life nowadays, right? Uh, First of all, still we are thinking like if I stumbled upon a one video, I couldn't resist myself to switch myself in another one.
Yep.
So I earlier used to do the same. Like
Mhm.
if I come across with one video, I used to switch to myself another one. But now, early morning, if I pick one video, I feel it so that this video would work for me and I can learn many more things from this video. Then I stay, I hold my horses for some time. I listen to that video while doing my household chores. Later, I just sit on a quiet place and I work upon. I pick some word, jot down, make some sentences, and practice with my co-learners because I can't brush aside the speaking part. Speaking plays a vital role in communication. If you are just consuming the content, you are not delivering that, so you never ever been able to be a confident speaker, eloquent speaker in your life. So I believe it so. No matter if today you are going to read something, even if it's a one page, two page, as per your time schedule, right?
Mhm.
So if you read only one page, two ways, try to deliver that. You can narrate, you can go for self talk.
Correct.
Apart from that, if you are going for while listening, you can't feel monotonous, right? Simultaneously, whenever you are going and you are narrating the same thing, you can ask to your co-learner that let's do something productive today. Let's
Correct.
have this topic and we should discussion on this particular topic. Then you can come out with many thoughts. You can speak whatever you have heard today, right? So I believe it so. Even the best cooking pot never produce food to you until unless you have action. You are not going with actions. If you have potential, you can show your intensity, but still you are not putting it into action. Then how you would become a confident speaker? Not at all. If I tell you, let's please have chapati. Let's take a bite only. You are not willing to get it. Then how I can put give you chapati if you are not willing to. Nowadays we have a lot of amenities, we have various of resources to learn this language, but we don't know where to start, how to start. So you should hold your horses, because you can't become a eloquent speaker overnight, right? If the person has become a successful person in their life, there is a too much pain behind it, because there is a quote, you can see the glamorous, but behind it it is a pain. So
Correct.
nobody knows the pain behind it, right? So everyone should know the pain, like why, if I am going to learn something, so meanwhile there is a flaws, setbacks, challenges, pains, I have to bear it on my heart, my foot. So that's what I believe.
Understood. Great, great. I mean, you gave the kind of nutshell summary of that, how people should begin and where they actually struggle. Even I also wanted to highlight one very important part, Meenakshi, what you said. If someone is watching this video, please do take action from here onwards, because till that date, you might have seen, tens of videos, might have read two, three books, might have even seen people talking about go and actually speak. So if you are actually committed to learn this language, please start today. Don't wait for
Hmm.
perfect time, as Meenakshi has already mentioned. I have also gone through with the same journey. There is no other way. And don't fall into the trap of doing everything what is not required than actually what is being required. So if you want to correct me if I'm wrong, Meenakshi, if you wanted to better at speaking, go and speak. There is no other way. So they start today. As you mentioned, start imperfect, whatever you have, vocabulary, all those stuff, start today and start refining yourself as the process of the time begins. And one day you would feel a little bit confident, but after touching to a particular threshold. And I wanted to ask one very specific question, Meenakshi, because again, like we will have one more conversation for specifically understanding that what process should be followed, because as you mentioned, the structure is very important, direction is very important, because sometimes I often talk with the individuals, they would say, I'm committed, Anshuman, tell me what should be done. And I get,
Hmm.
okay, okay. And not only one person, it's been like more than 100 individuals over the period of 1.5 months. They have said this thing to me. And I understood this with deep my of heart that everyone is being committed. I- There are two kind of person. First, they only say they don't wanted to take action. Second, they are ready to commit. So either they are,
Hmm.
just figure it out where to go, they are lacking the direction. So we would have one more conversation for that. But however, I wanted to understand from you that what do you think, what mistake did you do? You might have not even done any mistake, but in case you felt that this is the mistake I did, that's why it took me a little long to learn this thing, or if I would had skipped, then I would have made a pretty good significant impact in our life. So I believe you could also suggest the learner not to do those mistakes, because some of the time people only talk about what should be done, what shouldn't be ignored is also a very essential part. Over to you.
Okay. First of all, I want to mention one point here. I was good at verbal skills, but not at non-verbal skills,
Okay.
right? Which was very required. So when I had one first conversation with Rajni Verma, where I watched myself and I felt that I was good at communication, but still in only verbal, not non-verbal. So where I learned, so until unless we start something, we
Hmm.
do something, we are waiting for perfection. So that day will never ever come. You have to, practical that thing like a swimming, right? Everyone say you should learn swimming, swimming, swimming. I guess many of us,
Hmm.
they
Hmm.
already gave this example of swimming, right? And we can resonate that example in communication skills as well. Apart from that, I think until unless someone starts speaking, they can't find their own mistakes, right?
Yeah.
They should start from recording, they should record themselves, right? For instance, I know that I am perfect in this language, but still this time I might making mistakes in grammar,
Yeah.
right? After that, I'll go through my entire video. Every day I do the same, sir.
Okay.
Whenever I go through my entire video, then I just open my mobile phone. I take the help of desktop. I keep my phone on the voice mode of chat GPT. Then I tell me chat GPT where is my flows. right? And
Yeah.
tell me the more expressions which I could use while speaking, right? So where I picked some more expression, oh God, I know this, I know that, but how, why I shouldn't speak?
Hmm.
Sorry, couldn't speak, right? So this is also a one way. But secondly, sir, initial days, like when I started my English learning journey, initial days, it was something else. Like I started my journey while listening Kanchan Keshwari ma'am's video of Hindi to English sentences, right? For 3 or 4 months at least. After then, I started speaking. I took the help of Joe Skills application, right? Where I started speaking. Every day I spoke, every day I found my flows and try to become a better version of myself. Don't compare myself with others, okay? But now I am giving the different approach, right? Like because nowadays I try to put myself in situations. Today I was talking to one of my co-learners and I gave her a one situation. Yes, tell me, if you were in my shoes, what would you do? So this is a situation where you can broaden your horizon, you can think out of box, right? So if someone start to learn this language, they don't need to pick fancy words, they don't need to put themselves in big situation, right? They can start from little or basic things like talking, and look around you. You can elaborate your room, whatever you have in your room, you can elaborate it wisely. First pick some words, then make some sentences, then narrate a story,
Wow.
right? If someone is working, if they are at their workplace, they can talk to their peers. Meanwhile, they can narrate like this: I am a housewife, so it works for me. If I am a working woman, then another thing work for me.
Correct.
So it depends on individual to individual what works for them, right? And they should not they don't take it serious, they learning journey, it's not a walk in the park, but still it's not not a, it can be a cakewalk for everyone as well. Right?
You can resonate.
So this is the approach they should find first, where I am getting interest, where, sorry, my daughter is so where I am getting interest, then they can start. But speaking, like they can take this thing: if I am going to listen, then I speak. If I am going to reading, then I have to speak. If I am going for writing, then I have to speak. Means speaking, they can't turn a blind eye over speaking. Speaking
Correct.
and speaking means everything goes by speaking.
Lovely. I think that should be the sense of this video too. If somebody has watched this video, please do take action. That's where I always post the people. No matter how much video we'll see, no matter what, you listen. Unless until you speak by yourself, we would be better at speaking because we are speaking, having conversation ahead. But if you wanted to do a little change or wanted to improve at your communication, start doing today. And once you mentioned Meenakshi something what really I really being mesmerized because you mentioned a very good use case of GPT. It shows that you actually wanted to improve in a very improvised manner, exponentially want to grow because I've seen people asking that I don't have anyone to take feedback from. Though we do have kind of philanthropist, a doctor, engineer, everything together in a one phone in form of GPT. Whatever we ask, they do have the information regarding. Having said that, we'll have to chat. We'll have to put our extra effort as you do. And believe you have used a very good idioms phrases, though I haven't understood much because I'm not much into that. But I like the way you spoke and you actually used it. And very often I get these questions that Anshuman, I know these words, I know idioms and phrases, but I don't know where to use and how to use. So how actually did you able to connect those dots and able to use it effectively? Because I know that it would take a lot of effort to know that where to use it. Just please enlighten us with this.
Okay, first of all, it means a lot to me. Thank you so much for your appreciation. And secondly, if I talk about you, no matter you are using or not, whether you are using or not, but the way you articulate your thoughts, the confidence you have, I really amazed. Like I want to become like you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Secondly, yes. And secondly, sir, every day, as I already mentioned, I am associated with one group, women group, and every day I put myself in situations where I compel myself that I am going to use 3 or 4 words, right, in this conversation. So this is my approach. Every day I pick 2, 3 words which I use multiple times in a day, right? So it ingrains in my mind easily. I have been accustomed now until unless I use 1 or 2 vocabulary or idioms in my conversation, I don't feel satisfied inside me. But once I use them, so I feel a sense of gratification. Like now I am done. I don't need to use more and more because 2, 3 words, whether it phrasal verbs, idioms, vocabularies, not more than that. Because I can't devote myself only in this language. I have, I try to strike a balance
Correct.
between my family, spirituality, and success. Everything I have to give time. I can't give my time full entire day only on this language. I give only hardly 1 or 2 hours. Right? Earlier I used to give much time, but nowadays I stopped it because I believe in slow progress. If you have a slow pace, you can learn better. But if you are in hurry, that okay, I'm going to give 20 book 4 by 7, so somewhere you feel monotonous over the period of time. So
Correct.
this is my approach. I compel myself. I put myself in situations. I try to use that word deliberately. So that is my approach because when the situation comes, because if you are using that word, obviously when the situation will come, you don't need to put extra efforts on that particular thing.
Got
Yes.
it. Yeah, it's more ever use it or lose it. So if you're not
You.
using it, then you're gonna lose it. So better. I should appreciate you, that way. As I mentioned that today, I think you must be very happy because you have already used couple of good idioms, phrases in between, and it landed so well, perfectly aligned. It seems like, Sasi Tharoor, a kind of English I felt.
No.
That was good. It is a compliment only. Yeah. So, but altogether, it was pleasure connecting with you, Meenakshi. Though we would have one more conversation ahead, kind of part two of the continuation, since we have discussed the superficial label, what should be done, what shouldn't be done. But actually, I wanted to go deeper, one step ahead, and see that what and all structural method we should have to learn this language. Since you have fundamentally learned those things, so we would sit someday and discuss that if someone is beginner, where should they begin, what is the direction, because as we mentioned that direction is missing. People are committed, right, but they are actually not knowing where to start, which part to go. It is something like if somebody wanted to go at Punjab, they'll have to take the road of Punjab, otherwise they will go to Varanasi with the full speed. They can never imagine they would reach Punjab, right? So we'll set the direction very soon and sit together. But it was a lovely conversation with you. I have personally learned so many things from you. I'm sure that learner also gonna learn a lot of new words, the enthusiasm, the courage to learn this language. So thank you so much for being here and sharing your insightful conversation.
Feeling is mutual, sir. I really love this conversation. Though I wasn't prepared myself for this conversation because I mailed you just, I guess, 10 to 15 minutes ago. But
Yep.
I grabbed this opportunity because my daughter is at home today. So it was not feasible for me. But I thought, no, I should, let's give it a shot and no, don't bother about it. So, but
Yeah.
thank you so much, sir, for giving me this opportunity. And I really love this conversation and I learned so many things from you as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And looking forward to connect you again. Bye bye.
Yes,
Have a
sure.
nice day ahead.
Bye, sir.